Guys, a massive Bitcoin bear trap is setting up right now, and we can still take advantage of that following move back to the upside. I will show you exactly where we are heading to and where I'm going to add to my Bitcoin long position. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here on this Sunday. I just need to get the chat back up here. There we go. There we go. That's the right window. So let's go, guys. Really quickly, before we are actually jumping into today's topic here, something that caught my eye when I was looking earlier through the charts was that on Friday, we actually had some really good positive ETF inflows on Bitcoin, with nobody actually selling, which is amazing. So, and I believe on Monday, tomorrow, that this will just keep going because everybody is tomorrow back from holidays. Everybody's back at their desk. So I expect that the ETF inflows gonna ramp up from tomorrow onwards again. And that, of course, will then put more pressure on Bitcoin to go into higher levels here once again. When we're looking now at the CME chart, that's one of the reasons why I'm not really concerned about the current price action on Bitcoin is because at the current price levels that we are sitting at, we're going to get a $1,400 CME gap in how many hours? This is like in time conversion is always an issue here. So 4 hours and another 4. So in 8 hours, CME is going to open. I believe that it's 8. No, it's an hour before. It's 10 hours from now. So in 10 hours from now, CME is going to open. And then we're going to see if we are getting a CME gap or not. Again, same thing what I mentioned yesterday. If we don't get a CME gap, that's also fine because that means Bitcoin is already trading over $99,000 and will most likely then straight go for the push into the $100,000 level. So the time window that we have to take advantage of that bear trap that's currently playing out is really limited. So here on the weekly chart, we don't need to talk about this. We are here completely on track, closing here in a really nice weekly candle. So I move directly on here to the 12-hourly chart. So here on the 12-hourly chart, what we could experience here over the next coming hours for that current 12-hourly candle is one quick fake out to the downside into the EMA ribbon. Lowest point possible, $96,800, does not mean that it has to go that low. If it would go that low, it will be only a wick. Expect from here an imminent bounce back to the upside with continuation in direction of $100,000. The VPV, so currently we are also sitting above the point of control, which is at $97,300 approximately. We are in the midsection of the VPVR, so here's everything fine. The only thing that's a little bit concerning is, again, the stochastic RSI. But remember what I told you guys, when you have still momentum on the MACD and a lot of room on the RSI to the upside, you can ignore the stochastic RSI. But here also something really interesting developing. If we keep that trajectory of the stochastic RSI, then we get most likely with the next 12-hourly candle, one last pinch here to the upside, with another buy signal, because if I zoom in here, you can kind of see it, that we are right now a little bit below the signal line here. So we got a small sell signal over here earlier yesterday. Since then, the trend line is below the signal line. So, but this is most likely turning around here in the next coming hours, giving us another buy signal, going back into the top to 100%, either flatlining or again coming down here a little bit and repeating this whole thing until we reach $102,000, $105,000 in my opinion. And now on the MDX algo scalp gradients, here you see also candles are still in a reddish area. It's red pinkish, so which is absolutely fine. We see this from time to time when we had a small heated run up, that we get a red pinkish pullback phase or consolidation phase, and afterwards we get then the next leg to the upside. We are still sitting here currently we are slightly below. No, we are still above. We're still above the golden ratio here, the 1.618. As long as we are staying above that and that level is giving us support, continuation is basically programmed here without any doubt in my mind. Also on the reactor indicator, we are still in bullish territory, most likely bouncing off the midsection here of that band to stay within that bullish red zone here, and the band within the reactor indicator will most likely also widening up here one more time and turn red until we get here these reversal indications with bearish divergences forming on the 4-hourly chart. So when we go into my ZoomX account, so here you see I'm still massively up on my Bitcoin trade. Solana is a little bit losing again here. I give a little bit of gains back, which is fine, but my Ethereum trade is also still looking good. But as long as everything is green, I'm not worried here at all, because I'm still racking in over $100,000 in profit on my ZoomX account. Again, if you want a ZoomX account, use the link in the description. You still get $45,000 for signing up there, and no KYC, guys. No KYC, really, really important if you cannot use Bybit. Now on the liquidation levels, here you see exactly what I pointed out 2 days ago, where I said we're going to struggle to break above the 200 moving average here until we get that push above with continuation. The over leveraged liquidity that was imminent sitting above us is almost gone here, so I'm actually inclined to delete this box here, because there's not much sitting here right now at $98,900. And most of the imminent liquidity is now here between $99,900 or let it be $100,000 all the way up to like $101,000, and then the next cluster that got now a little bit wider is at $103,800 to $105,000. And once we crack that one, we're gonna move in direction of $108,000. So, but here, something else that we need to point out is that also here we see now the 50 moving average changing its angle to move here back to the upside. And that is actually a nice angle. If we keep that trajectory, we will get the golden cross earlier than expected. So this will put the golden cross in on the 4-hourly chart by Tuesday instead of Thursday. So that would be amazing. So even if we smoothen this angle a little bit, it will be still Thursday. You know, so now between Tuesday and Thursday, we're gonna get that golden cross. Remember, once we get that golden cross, Bitcoin will be already trading at least at $101,000, potentially a little bit higher than that. So where do I see that bear trap actually coming from? So for this, I go back to maybe actually a weekly chart. Let's see a weekly chart. Yes, so you see here that concentrated area just slightly below current price at $97,200. So like I said, $97,200, $96,800, that could be the range where we potentially get a small move to the downside over the next 12 hours. But once we have touched this, expect that we bounce really quickly back to the upside. So you have to have limit orders there. I don't believe that you will be able to catch this when you try to market buy. So there could be a lot of slippage between where you click the button actually executing the order. So I would rather set some limit orders there if you want to try to catch this. I'm personally will most likely not wait for this on my Bybit account. I will start adding most likely here in a second to my trade. You see on the other hand, in terms of short liquidity, that definitely more short liquidity sitting above us than the concentrated long liquidity below us. Here's roughly $90 million currently sitting that has split up over the last week. So if I go here all the way up to $101,000 approximately, so then we have roughly $250–300 million worth of short positions sitting here that are going to get liquidated when we start getting here over $100,000, because from there we're going to trigger the next short squeeze. So the levels have shifted a little bit for that short squeeze. And once actually 99,000, yeah, so once we are through here, $99,300, that should start to trigger that short squeeze past $100,000. Now on the shorter time frames on the 1 hourly chart, so here is a reason why I want potentially add really soon here in a moment to my trade, is that here the indicators are all turning around already. We are in a parallel channel consolidating here. I would not per se say that this is a bull flag, because where's the pole? So the flag itself is already quite extended, overextended. So, and I don't want, so this here, so just if some people would say, oh, here's your pole. No, that's not my pole, so because we had here a pullback, the pole would be here in that scenario, and you see the flag is way bigger already than the pole, and then it's not valid anymore. So this is just a parallel channel where we are consolidating in our current trading range. Once we are breaking through here $98,700, you get that move here over $100,000. So, and that's why with here the momentum on the indicators pointing to the upside, while being close to the bottom here and turning around, I might be inclined to add here in the next couple of minutes to my trade. Also here on the 50 minutes chart. So this is actually what I'm waiting for. That here the stochastic RSI is turning around on the 50 minutes chart. But at the same time, you see here that we are forming here kind of like a rounding bottom on the 50 minutes chart. So once we are breaking $97,900, that will be a moment where I'm gonna add to my position, or that the stochastic is coming down, price turns one more time to the downside, and that's what I'm talking about with that potential bear trap, where we move here to the bottom of that downward sloping channel here on the 50 minutes chart to $97,270 approximately. And that's where I'm going then to add to my position, because from there we're going to get a bounce and move here straight out of that and go way, 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 way higher. So now when we go to my Bybit account, so here my Bitcoin trade on Bybit is suffering a little bit more, but my Koti trade is looking a little bit better than yesterday. So here, like I said, I'm only looking here to add to my position. I actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a limit order here. This is for Bitcoin, yes. So here, limit order 97,200, and I'm going to add another $5,000 to that trade. Yes, limit 97,200. Let's make it 87. So, and this, I need this to come down one. Yeah, so that is okay. What can I do? Oh yeah, I can also do this. This is much better. Getting closer. Yes, so there we go. I'm not locked in. Okay, I do it later. It's not running away. I'm gonna do it later. So, but I'm gonna add $5,000 to this position. So here on the Bitcoin dominance, we are seeing right now the bounce that I was talking about, that we should get for a healthy continuation to the downside. Potentially tomorrow, you're gonna see dominance rallying back above 57.15%. And that will be due to Bitcoin moving past $100,000. So don't be scared about this when the dominance moves here a little bit back up. It will only put in a lower high, turn around, and then keep falling to the downside. So, but remember what I said yesterday and the days before, that we need here that sideways consolidation before we get another leg to the downside, or at least that would be way, way more sustainable and healthy for the altcoin season than seeing here a downwards move like we have seen over here, because you saw what the turnaround did to us, so we don't want to get a second time a scenario like that, so rather coming down, go a little bit sideways, go lower, go sideways, go lower, so that we are not getting hammered once again here. So what is this? Okay. So then the total free market cap is now moving to the downside. Also here, you knew that this is going to happen, guys. I told you somewhere here within that box, you're going to get that pullback. The pullback is now in full swing. Worst case scenario, we come back to the $1 trillion mark. We went as low as 1.02 already. So if we move down here, another $20 billion is not the end of the world. But from there, I definitely expect that we from there get the bounce. That will, let me actually see if I can make this. So here,
somewhat like this. Will this then look like when we go back to the ups? So this, actually I need to put higher. This is most likely then the next move in the total free market cap that we're going to experience. So once we got the bounce here in the next coming days, potentially next 2-3 days, that's where we're going to see this playing out. Then we come back up here to 1.06, small pullback to 1.04, then lift off. There's another scenario where the market just goes absolutely ballistic and doesn't care about that small pullback and just goes higher, and we get somewhere here that pullback and then continue. So again, guys, this the trajectory, you know, that I'm pointing out here is not bound exactly to the market cap of the total free market cap. That's just the overall trajectory, you know. So that's why it can look something like this, you know. So, but overall, that is what we are going to experience the same way that we experienced here this fracture when I pointed it out weeks ago, actually. So now here with Ethereum moved finally out of that ascending triangle within, look here once again, guys, how accurate that is. Within our breakout window, we broke out here to the upside. Now we are also just sideways consolidating, which is absolutely fine. So here again, that is your current trading range, more or less, that we are currently in. Once we are leaving this range, you're going to get continuation to $3,720 and then a move into $4,000 rather quickly, in my opinion. Also here on the 1 hourly chart, you see everything is turning around in sync with Bitcoin. Here, different than with Bitcoin, we can make the case for a bull flag. And here you see that target gets us, again, pretty close to the $4,000 level here at 3,940. And don't forget that also here, the ascending triangle target is more or less around that same level. So a lot of confluence around the $3,940 level that we are going to move there over the next couple hours potentially, not even days, depending on how we are looking on the 4 hourly. Yeah, so I would say within the next 48 hours, we are close, really close to $4,000 here. Then Solana also just consolidating below that sell order block here that stops at $220. We are sitting at $214 approximately. But here, different than Ethereum and Bitcoin, we have already bottomed out on a stochastic RSI. The RSI is pointing back to the upside. So here, as long as Bitcoin plays nice over the coming hours and is not getting the bear trap move here in one go, in like a 15 minutes, can down $1,000, expect that Solana will break out here in the next 8 to 12 hours, in my opinion. So really quickly. So the next 4 hourly candle could be already the start of that breakout here. So once we're above that level, remember we're going to get a push then into $250 and from there into a new all-time high as early as by the end of the coming week. Another coin that caught my eye today, and you're actually not too late, you would catch it exactly right now, is TON. TON has formed here on the 4 hourly chart a small falling wedge that is right now breaking out here to the upside. We need to break this small downward sloping trend line here for continuation. But if you want a short-term trade, then this is right now the trade you can enter right now because we are above $5.70, even though it's just a cent. Set a stop loss to $5.62. That is a 1.5% stop loss, so really tight. And take profit would be here at $6.14 for a short-term trade. You know, so if you want to ride this way higher into new all-time high, close to $10 or even $20, then just make your stop loss bigger. You know, so make your stop loss, set your stop loss then to $5.40, and then just ride it to the upside, because here we are seeing a lot of bullish momentum on the stochastic RSI by printing a buy signal, RSI pointing to the upside, MACD printing small red candles, even though they are completely red, they are small. They are really small. So I see here on the flattening trend line here in blue that this is just a fake out here on the MACD and will turn around. most likely once we are breaking above $5.81. And then the next one is Sui. Sui really strong here also. Did not move much back to the downside, roughly only 2% after we hit a new all-time high here yesterday. So here also really simple to trade. You just watch this trend line to be broken, which is at $5.22. We are just 3 cents away from that. Stochastic also here slightly turning around. RSI is still pointing to the upside. So also here I expect in the next 6 to 12 hours another move here in direction of $5.50. Once we break $5.50, we could see another massive explosive move in direction of $7 or even $8. So, but there is some resistance there. I saw it earlier on a higher time frame. There is a downward sloping chart with a line basically coming down like this here, something like this. So, and you no, a little bit lower actually. The angle is a little bit lower, I think, to get us to $5.50 because price was close a little bit high, kind of like here. So that is kind of like the trajectory of this downward sloping trend line that I was looking at. So expect here some resistance. That's why I'm taking profit on AlphaX on my trade, because when we pull back from here, we could come all the way back down here into the golden ratio, and I don't want to round trip my profits. So I rather open in a new position with my profits and compound them, and then trade the continuation into higher levels. So here, like I said, if you want to enter into a new Sui trade, just wait for this downward sloping trend line to be broken. Or if we would get here a move back to $5.06, that would be the other point of entry for me. Then this is Cardano. Cardano also caught my eye here today on the 4-hourly chart. We have already broken this multi-week downward sloping trend line here. That is actually a bump and run reversal pattern. If you look at it, so you have here your bump, you have here your break from the trend line. You have your throwback to the trend line. Now we start the run, and the real run will start once we are breaking out of that symmetrical triangle that you see here, and that or bull pennant. You can also call it a bull pennant. So, and that would be kind of the pole of that bull pennant. So, and that would bring Cardano all the way up to $1.29. So here, what I'm waiting for, actually you don't technically need to wait for anything here because the indicators are bottoming out. The RSI is pointing to the upside. Stochastic is showing strength here with a rounding bottom like that. So every time when I see something like this, I'm usually don't wait for price action to catch up to the indicator. So, and I rather enter here and take a small risk and setting my stop loss here at that level at $1.05. So it is a 3% stop loss, guys, roughly 2.6 or something like that. Just be aware of that it is a tight stop loss, but chances are way higher that price just keeps pushing it to the upside with all the momentum now shifting here back to the upside in Cardano, then getting a 2.5% move here just to wick me out and start running from there. So, and you're looking at a really, really nice move from here, like I said, into $1.29 approximately. So you see here, that is almost a 20% move. And that will also happen rather quickly once you get the breakout out of that pennant. The next one is AAVE. AAVE also just consolidating while Stochastic is coming down and cooling down. The RSI holding its level, so still in bullish territory. Sorry guys, sometimes I'm still coughing. So if you're looking here for an entry, just go to the 1-hourly chart. Look here again at the downward sloping trend line. When that one is broken, you can start laddering into a position, but the majority of the money for that trade, if you're not already in it, I would put this into the trade once we're breaking this downward sloping trend line here, currently at $19.86 approximately. Depending on when we break this downward trend line, might be a little bit lower, but maybe a cent or two. You know, it doesn't make a huge difference in my opinion. So if we come back down, we're gonna hold here that former resistance level as support. We have your 1-hourly chart multiple times already tested it now before we got here a move above close to $20. So this should hold now, even if we would come back down to $18.70, which is also just a 2% move to the downside. So these are the two levels that I'm looking at for a position. The next one is Aptos. So Aptos was earlier today already above $10. Oh, so close to my take profit. Insane, insane. But it's fine. So we are moving back here to the upside. Here also breakout right now happening. Let's see here, 15 minutes. 30 minutes. Not the worst moment to enter actually. So if you would enter right now, I just want to have a look here quick on the EMA ribbon. Yeah, so we are breaking right now above the EMA ribbon. If you want to be super safe, wait for that current 1 hourly candle to close. If you want to be even safer, you wait that we move here above $10 because there's currently short-term resistance. Look at this here, at this line. So all these candles here over the last couple hours have tried to break above this, and no candle could manage to close above that level. So once you get here a 15-minute candle close, that is the safest point of entry. So if you want to play it really safe. But personally, I'm already in since $9.80 from yesterday. So I don't have to wait for anything here. And I also will not add to my position because for me that is just a short-term trade to make here a quick flip, because otherwise I'm holding a lot on spot on this. Then here the next one, AVAX, also just consolidating below resistance currently. Once that level is reclaimed, you're going to get continuation. We are also really close to get here above $42.10. Also here you see stochastic about to bottoming out. You maybe need to wait for the next 4 hourly candle to open to get that buy signal. But most likely with the next 4 hourly candle, we will be already trading above that level. And that's where I would enter then into AVAX for a move into $52. Link here in that resistance area, but also same thing, just consolidating. Once we get here a break above $23.41, again, just a 1% move, that's where I would enter because that will put us here above the downward sloping trend line that we are putting in here on the shorter time frames. The next one is Render. Render also just slightly above that resistance area here, also consolidating. Many coins look the same here right now, as you can see. But this year looks actually really promising, in my opinion, to get a break here really soon above $8.17. And once you get that move above, you get here a nice pump into $9, most likely all the way up here into $9.75. There you see from the past, here it was support, then we broke it, then we got a divergence, deviation above that, then we got a rejection, and then we start this downwards move. So when we come back up here, I expect that this will again act as resistance on the first attempt, pull back a little bit, consolidate, then we break through that. But this might be here. This is the short-term take profit zone if you just open a trade here for the next coming hours. The next one is Arbitrum. I saw some guys ask me in my Telegram group about Arbitrum, what's happening with Arbitrum. Here, still below that resistance area, I gave you a picture-perfect entry down here where you had a lot of time to enter. You had over a day. You had over a day to enter here. So if you missed that, you need to wait for a break above 90 cents for a safe entry. Or a further pullback, let's say to 85 cents. So these are the two levels. So whatever comes first, that's where you're going to enter into Arbitrum. Then AAVE, also here, we just consolidate. My trade is from yesterday is at still a little bit in profit, but yesterday was looking much better. So I kind of round tripped a little bit my profit here from yesterday. But that's absolutely fine because the next time when we come up here, we most likely smash through $385 and go closer to the $400 level, and I might actually also then change my take profit when I see that turnaround here. So if you want to enter an AAVE, same thing everywhere. We have this downward sloping trend line right now. Once we break above that, you can open a position here in the short term if you want to play it safe into $384. that will give you almost a 10% move here. Yeah, 11%. So which is not bad, you know. So that can play out within a day or two, making on 5x leverage 55% in 48 hours is absolutely fine. So then Optimism is another coin that was piquing my interest today. Also here we are consolidating below resistance right now, while Stochastic is slowly coming down. On the 1 hourly, it looks maybe a little bit better. Yeah, look at this here. This is a nice consolidation here, just below resistance, and is primed for a break above it here also in the coming hours. And then the imminent target will be $2.50 to the upside. So also here, entry $2.10 if you want to play it safe. You can technically enter now if you wanted to. Just set your stop loss then here to $2, roughly $2. Now I'm gonna look quickly into some coins that I see in the chat. We are here at 30 minutes, so I'm gonna stay here another 5-6 minutes, guys. So let's have a look here. So okay, let's have a look at Say. I think I still have a Say chart. Oh, and guys, before I leave, I only see we have 87 likes here. Smash up the like button, guys. Smash up the like button. Maybe I stay a little bit longer if I see here 150 likes or something like that, you know. So we need 150 likes, then I stay a couple minutes longer. But we are at 87 right now, 88. So Say on the, what is that, 1 hourly chart looks also amazing. Looks really good here. So, but same thing, you want to wait for this downward sloping trend line to be broken, to be safe for an entry. Otherwise, you can technically enter right now. Just set your stop loss here below that order block at 45 cents, which is not a big move here to the downside. So we are talking about a 2.3% move here. Once we are breaking above that trend line, that will be a really good entry here, most likely around 46 cents, 37. And then the next target for me, let me actually remove this here from the past. Maybe this is also what I'm gonna remove. Where's this coming from? Let's have a look here. What did I do here in the past? Okay, no. So this this stays here. Yeah, so you're gonna get some resistance between 49 cents 5 and 52 cents 2. That was a big support cluster here until the 18th of September. We have bounced many times from there back to the upside. So here also I expect that we struggle a little bit to break through that. But Say is sometimes a little bit tricky. What could also happen is when we get closer here to the zone, that you get one candle just pushing through this on the 1 hourly chart, then you get to pull back into that zone, and then you get continuation. So here you might want to just raise your stop losses when we get closer to that range here, just to make sure that you potentially can catch that move if they will do something like that, you know, and just smashes through this level here, get that pullback here within that level, and then continues to go here in direction of 60 cents. Let me have a look here. I saw here now CRV. I think how many was it the same person, or I'm gonna have a look here. No, so okay, CRV. Let's have a look at CRV quick. So CRV. I'm gonna take a sip here quick. Also looking good. So here on the 4 hourly chart, similar to Solana, we are close to the bottom and ready to move back to the upside. Here also downward sloping trend line is what you're looking at. And it looks like that we're going to break this pretty soon. So also here, I would not wait for that break, you know, but you know, guys, I'm a little bit more on the riskier side of life, you know, in everything what I do. But just in terms of gains, I would not wait. It's so close to that break here. I don't even know if I can measure that. So it's like 0.3% roughly away from a break of the downward sloping trend line. So I would technically not wait for that. So the next move here is going straight to $1.10 to fill these wicks that we have here. That alone is already a 7% move. And then we move here all the way up to the top of the range here, where we have all these other wicks and the deviations at $1.16, $1.17, which would give you a total of 12-13% of return here. So potentially even more because of the momentum that I see on the stochastic RSI and the RSI here and the MACD. So this is just about to turn around, and this could go as high as $1.30 in my opinion. So 24-26% roughly here to the upside. So again, in case that we come first lower because Bitcoin turns maybe around, like I mentioned with that bear trap, if that scenario is playing out, you might get another chance to buy below $1. But again, you will only catch it if you have limit orders down there. Otherwise, you are not going to get it. So let's have a look here. What else do we have? I spoke about Rune yesterday, so I'm not going to do that again. But INA, Optimism I just did, so I'm not going to covering that. You have to go back and watch it. So let's have a look here at INA. So on the 4-hourly chart, also just consolidating, turning around. This might come down here first a little bit based on the 1-hourly chart. Not much, maybe to like $1. Maybe it will come back here to like $1.20. So $1.20. So what I would do here, if you're not in a trade in INA right now, set limit orders here. Let me actually use that line here. $1.24, $1.21. Yes, so that is where I would set my limit orders. $1.21, $1.24, and just wait, so until the stochastic comes down here. On the 4-hourly chart, we have potentially soon here a turnaround, but right now it's not looking all too good, because stochastic prints a sell signal, RSI going down. MACD bounced here, but you need a turnaround from the shorter time frames, on 15, 30 minute and the 1-hourly chart. Now, otherwise, the current 4-hourly candle, if it would close as it is, the next 4-hourly will pull down a little bit lower, and then you will get the continuation in the following 4-hourly candle. So that means like in 6 hours and 20 minutes, when the second 4-hourly candle from now is going to open, only then you would get then that turnaround. So, and that will potentially give you the opportunity to buy at these two levels. So I also gonna do here quick, let's see. I'm gonna do, Cardano running here. Let's see. Is this my, no, where's Cardano? Yeah, you see, okay, it just moved 2%, so since we spoke about it, well, 2%, guys, so I told you it's going to run. I knew it. So now the next one, where was I? INA. So I'm gonna do, what is here? Ondo. Let's get into Ondo quick here. So Ondo broke out of that falling wedge on the 4-hourly chart. We are close to touching the bottom here. On the stochastic RSI, this might be a bottoming candle, and the next candle will then shoot back to the upside, printing a morning star pattern. But here again, downward sloping trend line. Here I would maybe wait, because this is almost a 2% move to break the downward sloping trend line. So I would potentially wait for that. Or you set a limit order just in case that the current candle comes a little bit lower to $1.49. So which is again another 2% move to the downside. So these are your two options if you want to enter here. Take profit levels $1.95 or $2 all the way up here. These are the imminent targets that I have for Ondo. So from current price levels, that is a really nice move here of almost 28 to 31, almost 31% in the upcoming week, in my opinion. Guys, I'm running here a little bit late. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you with more money tomorrow.